Hi, I'm Stacy. I'm going to show you how I make my masks. What I'm going to do is get a piece of fabric that is 9 by 16. This is actually half of a fat quarter with an edge cut off, if you know what a fat quarter is. But this is the piece of fabric that you're going to use. If you want to make it less wide, you're going to make your seams a little bigger and cut them off straight, but I like to use the 9 by 16. You fold it in half, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make 2 seams right here and right here, about 3 inches long. It's going to leave a hole right here for you to put your filter in. So that's the first thing we're going to sew. 2 is to iron this seam that you just made down, and as you can see, there's a little hole right there. I've backstitched on both sides so that it won't rip when the client or the person using it is trying to get their filter in. This one isn't exactly even. It doesn't really matter, I'll be honest, as long as there's a place for them to get a filter inside the mask. Next thing you're going to do is turn it so that you've got your right side out. If you have a pattern, you want to make sure that this front of it right here is going the correct way. This one doesn't have a pattern that matters. And you're going to pull this little seam with the hole in it so that you've got about 1/2 inch to 1/4 of an inch at the top, and you're going to press it, and then you're going to press the bottom. Here's what you've got after you're done. It needs to be ironed a little bit, so we'll get our little iron, make sure it's all pretty. Now we're going to make our pleats. I just eyeballed the pleats. I start at the top, so there's my little pocket, and I come down like this, and then I'm going to come down like this, and I'm going to come down one more time. I can't do it with both hands, without both hands, and I pin them until they look the way I want them, and my goal is to get this piece right here about 2.5 inches, and a lot of times on the bottom, I will also curve up the bottom a little so the mask has a little bow look to it so that you can get your face in it. I'm going to pin this one really quick and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Here's what it looks like when it's pinned, and there's the other side. I'm going to cut that off because that looks kind of rough right there. I'm going to press that. Step is to add the piece that you're going to make for your elastic. This is the bottom of the back quarter that I cut off. I'm going to cut it in half, and this is the piece I'm going to use for each side. Okay, I'm going to take each one of these pieces. I'm going to lay it face down with right sides together. I'm going to lay this one down, right sides together. I'm still only pinned on those pleats, and I'm going to pin and pin. And I'm going to stitch from here to here and here to here. If you're making multiple masks, I do this in a chain where I will sew here, stop, add another mask, sew, stop, add another mask. This keeps you from having to cut your threads and wasting a lot of thread. And it works really great when you're going to make 5 at a time or 2 at a time. Okay, I've made my stitches on both sides. Now I'm going to press. I'm going to press this open like this and like this, and then I'm going to press these seams in so I can turn them. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. Here's what I've pressed. I've pressed this in, and I've pressed this in on either side. These are going to be folded in. I'm going to turn this in one time and then one more. I'm going to put my elastic inside here so that I don't have to fish anything through. So I'm going to do one and I'm going to show you, but this is how you're going to press it down and have it ready. You're going to lay a 7 or 8 inch piece of elastic, depending on whether it's for a male or a female. And you're going to fold this once and press it. And then you're going to fold this piece and pin it. So I'm going to pin it and show you what it looks like. I've got both sides pinned and the elastic piece is here. I want to tell you that I started out with this pattern by adding the elastic sewn on in a curve. And it didn't work very well because everybody's ears are a different place. And I know this uses more elastic, but it also allows you to use ties, which many of my medical people have preferred. I do one tie that goes all the way around this way and ties in the back. This allows your person to adjust the earpieces how it feels good to them, and it's my feeling that it works better. Also, you also need to be really sure that you tuck in. There's a place right there where I didn't tuck in very well. When you're sewing it down, make sure your edges are tucked in so they don't come out and ravel when your person is wearing it. So we're going to stitch this right along here. Okay, I've stitched both sides down. This is the inside. There's your little hole for your filter. This is the outside, so you can see what it looks like. This is what will show. It's the top. So this is the top where we need to put a little wire. So what I use is a pipe cleaner, and I'll show you what that looks like. It's the pipe cleaners that I'm using. You can also use jewelry wire. I have already used that a few times till I got my order in. So this pipe cleaner is going to stick right up in here. I'm going to have to stop for a minute and use my hand to get it into the other side, and then we're going to pin it down. This is your last step. Get the pipe cleaner in. I've got a pipe cleaner, that little pipe cleaner right there. You can see the ridge. I pin it first in the center to make sure it's butt up against that seam or that fold, and then I mark the ends so I know where it ends. I'm going to double stitch here, so straight down this way, double stitch here, and then your mask is going to be done. Now we have a little seam right there where our pipe cleaner is, and if you see, I can bend that. That's where my nose is going to go. And now it's time to put it on. I always tie these in knots to give to my friends and family and tell them to adjust it themselves, and then cut the ends off and turn it into this fold in here. They don't have to do that, but that's what I tell them to do so that it doesn't show. Now, as you can see, I've got this a little too tight. I need to loosen my ears because it's pulling my ears forward. But as you can see, I can expand the mask. I can bend the nose piece and protect my face. I can cover my chin. It's all really tight. I still have my pleats. When I take it off, I can shake it out, hand wash it, lay it flat, or hang it to dry. These also, I don't recommend that you wash them in the washing machine. They will turn into a ball, but they can also be doused with alcohol to sanitize, but you can also put a filter right in this little pocket and protect yourself even further. That's the mask.